Click the button like I told you.
Why do you shake your head?
How did that come through for you? Was it quite kind of like
No, it was
jittery?
great.
Okay. I'm just not convinced that it uploads to Riverside and then buffers from there without any hiccups, but that's just me.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We are live. Man, I need a haircut. Sheesh. Maybe I'll do that.
I wasn't
going
to say anything, but you know.
I'm going to do that this weekend. I need a haircut. Sheesh. Yeah.
There's a filter for that.
Is there?
There's a filter for that. Yeah.
Probably...
Well, apparently there's a filter that you can put on and it takes away like your facial hair. So can anyone imagine what Daniel would be like without a beard?
You don't want to imagine that. That is not something that we want to imagine. Man. I know what I look like without it. And trust me, you don't want to.
Oh, well. So everyone, this is the message sorting center, the message sorting room. We're going to work our way through a few messages Daniel and I have pulled together, but we want your opinion, of course. So if you are joining us live, then say hello in the chat, say, hey, I'm here, and also join in with your thoughts as we go through each of the messages and chat about them. And the end result, what do we do with these messages after we've decided what we're going to do with them, Daniel?
Well, we do a show, basically. Yeah. So, yeah, we use this to get your opinion and your thoughts, and then we use those to, run the show and have our episodes. So it is really, really important for everybody to give their thoughts and opinions as we go along.
Definitely.
Because sometimes Darrell gets it wrong. So,
frequently. Yeah, I can make predictions. I can give my analysis, but
I'm kidding, people.
Sometimes like, well, I'm not.
No.
Hey, Chris. Hey. Good to have you. Yes, you're right, Christopher. And every time you say that and you correct me, you say his full name as is written down. I can't remember the first time that I called you Dan, and you said, "Don't call me that. Call me Daniel."
Okay. I mean, people want to be known by their name. So...
That's true. Yeah. I'll type it out in full in chat as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that's like making up for
official.
It. And Christopher, I think since, we are recognizing your full name, go ahead and click that $sign thing. I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
But
kinda.
Pay the host to say my name correctly. I'm the guest.
Kinda. I'm joking, kinda.
I know.
Anyways. Yeah, so let's do this, man.
Yep.
I will say, people, my list is a whole lot longer than what, Darrell's working on, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually yours is. And wow, it's kind of squashed.
What?
You know that you can hold down the shift key when you're resizing images and it doesn't stretch it?
It's not stretching it.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's
look,
people I'll show you.
It's keeping
No. Let's see.
Hey, you're on a Mac, so I know.
No, it's got nothing to do with Mac. It's got something to do with your ability to stretch images. Look at that, people. Look at that. That's
not what it looks like on my screen.
Oh, I don't believe you.
Here, I'm going to resize it.
Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here, I'm going to resize it. That's what I heard.
It does not look like that on my machine at all. It looks normal, so I don't know what's wrong with Loop.
I'll let you off. Loop. Maybe it is a Mac thing. Or maybe it's Loop.
Maybe it's Loop.
Could be Loop.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, back to the messages.
Yeah.
What did you think of the lineup for this week?
It was interesting, is the way. I mean, there was definitely some all over, we had a good spread. Like we had some Viva, we had some Syntex, we had Teams, we had SharePoint, we had Power Automate. So we had some Exchange, Outlook, so it's like, I felt like it was a good spread. My thinking.
Yeah, it was. A few things in there. Look, there's still things that are being retired too, so we'll get to that.
Yep.
Found that interesting. Mesh. Mesh
Mesh is being retired.
No.
Is that what you just
No.
said?
No, I can see how you put that together, but maybe we should start just getting through these messages and before I make a mesh of things. All right. We've got Microsoft SharePoint design ideas is now available. I think I saw this when I was playing around with a page, and it kind of just appeared. And it felt like, like when PowerPoint just opens up and says, "Hey, I've got some ideas for you. Just put a picture on your slide." That's what it felt like. Yeah. Have you played with it?
A little. It is, and I've seen iterations, as they've gone through with like, here's what we're going to do. It very much, I think, it's a good way of thinking about it. As being very similar to what most of us are used to in PowerPoint of, getting stuff on the page and then clicking a button and going, oh, that's what it could look like. Or click this other button. Oh, that's, just having choices. And it's not just that, but I mean, that's way a lot of people will use it. Being able to add content to sections and layouts and background. It encompasses all of those aspects that we all have to work through. It is what I mean. Like, it's not just content on a page. It's not just the web part. It's also all the other stuff that plays into creating a page.
Yeah, I think a good approach to using it, as you say, is first of all, don't worry so much about shuffling things and getting it all sitting nicely, but what is it from your shopping list that you want to put on this page? Boom, 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 select that, put it there. Right, now let's get some ideas, and those ideas don't have to be perfect. They're just they're a starting point, and you can shuffle things around based on that. Hello, Casper.
Hello, Casper. I think and there is a limitation, and it's at the very bottom, which is it only works with the banner, text, and image web parts. Right now.
Text, image.
Very bottom. Yeah. So, I think that'll increase. I think, it's not like that's the limit forever, but I think, I mean, it's
the safest ones at the moment. Does that mean that if you add something else, like a list or a stream web part or something, you're not going to get any ideas, or you're just going to get ideas that are related?
Yeah, for that section, yeah. So the section can only contain the banner web part, text web part, or image web parts.
Oh, the ideas are based section by section.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So, it's similar to the way, unfortunately, right now, it's similar to the way PowerPoint ideas work. Is if you got some weird thing going on in PowerPoint design, it goes, I don't have any suggestions for you. You're on your own, buddy.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
I want to be part of this. I'm out.
Yeah. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Now, clearly, we've got to cover this one because
definitely, maybe
it's one of the only messages that has pictures this week.
Right. I know. So where's design idea? Okay, here's design ideas. You've already put it in there. We're gonna do standard on that one.
Standard. All right. So Casper, wonder if it is related to the limited rollout of Page's Graph API.
Roll up of the page. I don't know. I really don't know. If I were guessing, I would say no, but I don't know. That really is a guess.
All right. Well, while you're taking a sip, let's introduce the next one. Team's new calendar experience. Again, this would be great to see pictures, but if you read it closely, you will see that it is about trying to bring a coherent calendar experience for Teams and Outlook. It'll be a new opt-in experience available across all the platforms that need to be, and based on the Outlook calendar. Yeah,
So,
new
great.
Outlook calendar.
I know. I am I'm hesitant on this one
Right.
because really, this is the thing we've been asking for since Teams was released. Was
Yeah.
this an email? To be honest, was for the calendar
No, well, they're not.
experience.
They're not bringing email
No,
in.
but when they do this, the next step, like it would be very, very easy to bring email experience into Teams once they have this, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
know. Again, I'm guessing, but from a non-developer, I'm like, if you're bringing half of Outlook in, why not bring the other half? But no, like we want a calendar that actually works and it's actually on par with the functionality in Outlook.
Hmm.
Because I'm having to constantly go to Outlook and do things, whereas I would love to stay in Teams. So anyway,
Mm.
I'm just like, great, but is it really this? We don't have any pictures. I, I don't know.
Actually, not even any, links to
Yeah,
go and find out more.
nothing.
Just the roadmap ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not too far away, and I mean, but based on that timing, it's going to be an announcement at Ignite,
At
so
Ignite,
we'll
yeah.
see something there. Should we cover it, audience? Silly question. Of course we should, but I don't want to put words in or text in your mouth as you're typing. You want Outlook in Teams for those F license guys? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just they want it to be the place we work, but right now we can't. We have to, and I know those Teams people. Oh, you shouldn't send email. Like, yeah, right. You should only be in Teams. Uh huh. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you come back to Fairy Tale Land and come back to the real world, let's talk about what we need.
Yeah.
Was that too harsh? I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I think we do cover it. That's my thinking. I think.
No, we've got support. Yes.
Oh, Casper says sure. So is this a quick
Yep.
one or a standard one? What do you think?
Um. uh, Look, it's one of the hot items, in my
Mhm.
opinion, because some of the others further down the list are like, okay, interesting.
Come
but
on now. We evaluate
quickly.
each message on its own. We
On its
don't.
own merits.
Its own
Yes.
merit.
All right. Well,
Let's call it standard for now.
let's-
We'll figure it
Standard
out.
for now.
Yeah.
I think the next one is on your list and not mine, so let me go hunting for it.
Yeah,
You
this
wanna
one
do that like
is meeting organizers can turn off copying
Oh,
of
yeah,
captions.
yeah.
This is 908115.
908115. Found it. Star it.
Yeah, so this is another one without pictures, but meeting option control called turn off copying and forwarding of meeting chat, live captions, and transcript. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing, this is more for, hey, we don't want data leakage, and people being able
Yeah.
to copy what was said. I mean, I
Precisely.
like this.
I mean, it's a good security feature.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more that's been added to the meeting options for meeting organizers, and there's a lot of value there, but not many meeting organizers know to look there and use it.
Well, there's
I
reasons
know
for
that's
that.
why we've got meeting meeting templates,
Yeah.
which you would use, and pick the meeting that suits your purpose, and your admin will make the appropriate choices for you. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think yeah, if it's one of those long list of things that we wish the product team would work on. For meetings, the meeting options is the number one thing for me that I would fix. Quit making it open up in a browser. Make it more obvious. Like just stuff like that. Like I feel like some of those meeting options should be on the page when I'm creating a meeting in Teams, not having to go back into meeting options after I've already scheduled, because nobody does that, and that's the biggest rub. But
Well, actually, that's one of the key differences between creating the meeting invite. I know that we're going back to that other message, but creating the meeting invite in Outlook versus in Teams, that I forget which one it is. One of them you have to create the meeting first, then go back and do the options. I think it's Teams where you can create the meeting invite, set the options before you send the meeting.
Has that changed? My workflow still
No, it
is
hasn't changed.
If you create a meeting in Teams, you create it, and then you go back into the calendar in Teams, open it up, and go to meeting options, and then it pops it open in the browser, which still makes no sense. I mean, if it's changed to where you could do the meeting settings then...
I thought one of them did, but yeah.
Well, I guess I can do it right now.
Comments there from... So, do you think it would affect CoPilot? I mean, CoPilot's going to look into the transcript and use it as is. I don't see any... Is there anything in here in the message that says it prevents people from copying the CoPilot summary of the meeting and then dropping it somewhere?
Right. Oh,
It's
yeah.
not really doing that.
There is... That has changed. Haven't been paying attention. You can do the meeting settings in Teams. When you're scheduling it.
Before sending the invite.
Which I didn't used to do that. So I got into my workflow of maybe there should be a show that like informs people when things change. Maybe we should start a new podcast.
I think we should subscribe to it so we know.
We didn't cover that, right? I don't think that was something that's been announced. Anyway, I digress. Does it CoPilot? I don't think so. I mean, this seems like it's in the app. You're not going to be able to drag your cursor and copy text that's been in transcript or in chat. You're still going to be able to take a screenshot. I mean, let's just be real about it. It's not like it's...
Captions, transcript. Oh, no, hang on. So it does say and recap, but then recap isn't necessarily the CoPilot experience. That could also be Teams Premium or even just your transcript that's part of the basic recap.
Yeah.
All right.
Why would
I mean, look,
that would be interesting.
There's enough there to talk about. Would this
so.
be a quick mention or a standard?
I don't know. But let's put it up there.
Yep.
I think maybe a
park that
quick
one.
mention. What do you think? Quick mention for now, and then...
Yeah. And then circle back.
Okay.
Message state.
How do you insert?
All right. Huh?
Never mind.
How do you insert?
No, never mind. I said.
You figured it out?
Never mind. I said.
Reasonably intuitive.
Leave me alone.
Leave
me
All right.
alone.
Next one on my list. I think it's on yours as well. No, it's not. No.
Oh.
Do you...
Wow.
Outlook for Windows auto reading emails with Microsoft Windows Narrator.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
MC 908113.
113.
So this is using the Windows Narrator screen reader tool. Will automatically read emails.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So it's another one in the list to make new Outlook closer to Classic.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's great. And I would say if we cover it's pretty short and simple. If we cover it's a quick one, and maybe it's a quick one, like a super quick one. Like maybe we need to do it because it's a good accessibility one. But it's so quick because it's something that used to work but now works again with new Outlook.
turn on narrator, open Outlook, select enter to open an email, listen to the message. Cool. All right.
I mean, this is it's accessibility, but it's also like some people just do it. It's not like they're vision impaired. They just want to hear, things read aloud. I know people like that of all ages. So I say we do it.
All right. Let's put that on there.
Oh,
I
Christopher
think,
likes to multitask with it. So there we go. I like
multitask.
Yeah.
No such thing.
I think so.
Okay. Fine.
There is some such thing.
Fine.
We're gonna make it. It's gonna be a super duper quick one, but I think it's good to make it.
Well, we've got Microsoft Mesh and Meta Quest headset supports hand interactions. Hello. I've got a question. Have you?
What kind of hand gestures?
So you don't like what we talked about in the meeting? No.
Whoa! Hey now! Hey! Wow!
Now, if we could take that and then find the appropriate emoji, because there is one for that. But anyway, I don't think that's the hand gestures it's talking about.
Oh, okay. That stinks.
But yeah, it's more to do with. Look, I haven't experienced Microsoft Mesh. Sorry. I used to spend a lot of time in that sort of immersive 360-degree type stuff, but I imagine that it's helpful for those who are returning to the virtual office. I'm sorry.
Nice. This motion controllers will continue to be supported, and users can switch between using controllers or their hands while using the app.
Yep.
So this is all right. I used to have a Quest. Way back in the day. I had to sell it because I couldn't use it. I mean, I'm not going to dive into why.
Motion sickness?
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
couldn't do it. And a full third of the population gets motion sick, like, pretty regularly. So this is why I think maybe this won't, Anyway. But you had to use controllers, right? And that's how it knew where your hands were, because you're holding the control. So this is saying we can be hand free and interact with things and grab, which I think is very interesting because one of the things that was kind of wonky is that when you're in this world, you're holding these things and you want to grab something, you can't grab it, right? Because if you grab it, you're letting go of the thing you're holding, and you go to grab it, and you're like, oh, whoops, I just dropped my controller. You have to go to it and click a button, which is not intuitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is kind of cool.
I
don't think we need to cover it.
I mean, maybe there are specific hand gestures as well for using Mesh. So that's probably it. Okay, let's use that litmus test. How much of our audience, or how many of our audience will be using Mesh, and would this be a useful thing? And combine that, with MetaQuest users. Do you think it's a
just
good
to let you know,
message to
I've
cover?
already unstarred it.
Oh, okay.
For me, I don't think we should cover it.
Well, that's why it wasn't on my list to begin with.
Oh.
But it's nice that we talked about it. Christopher's got a good question. Did anyone have a HoloLens? I experienced it. Former boss had one that he got a developer unit, and it was interesting. Took a little while to set up.
Yeah.
But like many, they said, it's all about that field of view was quite limited.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think actually I was pretty excited about HoloLens and those type of the augmented reality versus virtual reality because I worked a huge learning experience for me. I worked in a factory while I was in college and just seeing how things and I could see how that would work, having augmented reality and looking at a machine and it say, you got to do that here or do this here, there, whatever. And I definitely could see the value. I think the problem is it's very, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of limited. But think about like your people who work on vehicles. How I'm looking at a vehicle engine. I'm going too deep in this. Sorry. I'm just thinking, people, auto mechanics, maybe they're working on a car they haven't seen before. They haven't worked on this specific year, whatever. They could just type it in, and now, they can go, okay, I want to go, where's the fuel pump? And it goes bing, 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 and you're like, oh, there's the fuel pump. And where's the thing, and you're like, okay, what do I need? How do I test the bushings for, and it just kind of, anyway, I feel like augmented reality actually has a higher value than virtual reality for business, for society, if you will.
Yep. It takes a lot of investment, though, to create the content around that, doesn't it?
100%. Like it, yeah. Let's move on.
So, Viva Pulse. Tenant admin dashboard for users with Pulse admin access. This is on your list again. I've found it and started it, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about this briefly and remove it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a dashboard for Pulse. I mean, it has been needed for a while, and it's good, to kind of see what's going on from an admin perspective on the Pulse side. Remember, Pulse is for me to get a pulse.
Short
survey of my people. It's not organization wide, it's of my team to understand, am I being a good manager? How are they feeling about their work life? All that kind of, short 3-question, 2-question, whatever surveys. So yes, this is a really good
Have you ever worked for an organization that uses, I guess, an org-wide regular survey, like sent every week, and you fill it out, like Office Vibe or something like that?
I have not. I worked for an organization that sent them out quarterly, I guess, but not weekly.
Yeah. It's like a lot of things that if you get asked too often, it becomes annoying or loses its effectiveness. And those that do answer are either complaining or
really happy.
I don't know, schmoozing.
Well, and it's extremes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think and what I've told people about Pulse is that you have to be consistent, and then my recommendation is have 3 questions max. 2 questions are always the same, and then the third is like something that you could do that are different. But and so that people actually have to look at it. You tell them it's going to be different every time somehow. So, actually read it. But anyway.
Yeah, I think you're onto it that a pulse has to be short. Because sometimes these surveys that we send out, even forms, and we're kind of guilty of this. Oh, I've created this beautiful form with all of these expanding questions that branch out. And sometimes you get into like question 3 and you're like, question 2 took me down a list of sub questions. Now I'm on to question 3 and it's about to do the same thing. I mean, come on now, people. I haven't got half an hour to fill this out.
Nope, 30 seconds is max what pulses should take, I think. I mean, that's the whole point.
I mean, that's how you would take the pulse.
There you go. I'm okay with this being quick, but Darrell's like, what say you people in chat room? Should we do this Viva Pulse tenant admin dashboard? Let us know.
Well, I would say this: if it's a quick one, it's a nice. Hey, we've got something in about Viva. Yeah. But we'll leave that for the 30-second buffer for people to jump in the chat and say, and we might go back and adjust what's on the list. Shall we go to the next one?
Yeah. This is the syntax one. Now you got to clear your search. There you go.
Oh no, I did that. That's the first click that I did, and then it.
Did you?
You're seeing bugs live. Yeah. Well, we'll go back on the live action replay.
All right, people. Remember, you're supposed to be putting in chat whether we should cover that Viva Pulse.
Only if
Um,
there isn't anything better.
Nice. Okay.
Right.
This one is Syntax will start supporting. Now, PDF documents basically have been this. They're either OCR or text-based or image-based. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are. So what this is saying is that Syntax will now OCR a document even if it has images in it.
Mm.
So
That's what I mean by hybrid.
yes. It only did image only, right? So it only looked at, like if you take a document and scan it, right? And it will save that, your scanner saves that as a PDF, image based.
Mm.
And you have to OCR it to get the text out. And that's what Syntax usually, that's what it does. Now what it's saying is if a document is mixed, which the way it could be mixed is if you're joining PDFs, for instance, one is an image and one's already text-based. Text-based PDF is like you're in Word and you made your Word document and you save it as a PDF.
Yeah.
That's a text-based PDF. It's already OCR'd in that it was saved as text. So now Syntax will do both. So it'll grab the text out of a text base and it'll grab the text out of the images. So
That's got to be saving them some processing power, because if they had to take a picture of the PDF, then OCR it, it's like we're going backwards. If it's already text.
yeah. It didn't really support those text-based PDFs. So
Right.
so now it will.
Good.
So it's kind of like it's on by default and it's just going to work. But yeah,
Yeah. All right.
I'm kind of thinking.
Quick one.
Yeah, we cover that.
Okay. I'm thinking that I agree.
Okay.
This next one's
Next.
quick, but it's also this is when we talked about another thing being retired. The feed. I think
The
that
feed.
maybe people just didn't realize that it was there, or just didn't see the need to it. But the feed is you go to your Microsoft 365 home, and on the app rail is the feed, which delivers up what are people working on and what have they been talking about. It was really only like as recent as 2 years ago. It says here it was launched, but it is accessible. These sorts of things are accessible, and in the other places that you work is the point this message is making.
Yeah, and I don't want to say I told you so, but we definitely told people, like, this is silly. Why is there a feed in 14 different places?
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be. Now, we should have a feed. So I personally felt like they're getting rid of the feed where it should actually belong, which is the main place, and then everything else should feed, no pun intended, into that. But here we are. We're getting rid of all the feeds. Not all of them, but
Yep.
it just... Yeah, I could have told you that. Maybe I need to be a product manager for Microsoft. Be like,
Maybe.
no, we're going to
Maybe.
get rid of this in 2 years. Just, let's not invest in this.
We're going to have this other thing that will actually just bring it all together, and you won't even have to look.
No, it won't even bring it
prediction,
together.
Daniel? Prediction.
It won't even bring it together. It'll
Prediction.
be you just ask.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So CoPilot, tell me this.
Yeah.
Do you think that at Ignite we're going to see the CoPilot feed?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, like, there's already places where we start to use a product in Microsoft 365, and CoPilot is working in the background, doing its thing, and
Yeah.
here you go, here's the results, before you even ask. I think maybe on the work switch for M365 Home, and I don't think I'm, in danger of saying this, but I think maybe we'll see a feed there that will be suggesting stuff even before your prompt will say, and here's some things that people have been working on.
Yeah, I think maybe so, but I also think it'll be, it'll start to be smarter in remembering what you've asked rather than you having to click on things. Like if every morning you come in and say, summarize my emails from overnight, or
Yeah.
every Monday morning you say summarize my emails from and give me all the tasks from the weekend. I honestly think, the first time you go to Copilot, it's going to go, here's the card of the thing, of what you prompt every Monday morning. Click it, and it
Yeah.
just does it.
Yep.
And in fact,
Yeah.
I think we will get to a point where it just does it. Period. The whole removing Copilot from Windows, I think, was a bad thing, to be honest, for Copilot usage, because now it can't do it's stuck in the M365 app. It's not its own thing. Wouldn't have been great if you fired up Windows and you could actually tell Copilot, this is what I want, which is first thing I log in, I want you to summarize everything from overnight. I want you to tell me what my meetings are today so that I can prioritize. Do I have time for coffee? I mean, like that kind of assistant
You've always got
thing.
time
If
for
you're
coffee.
well, I mean, it just, I think that's kind of like where we should go and where we will go. I think there will be apps that do that are not Copilot. So I think Copilot will have to do it. I think people will program those kind of assistants. And what's funny? Casper's saying some funny things in chat, like Clippy V2. I don't know. Do you remember Bonsai Buddy? It was a purple gorilla. I think it was a purple gorilla that was like, "Hey, can I help you do stuff?" And it was amazing, to be honest. I mean, for what it was trying to do, which is what I'm describing, is like, do things for me, so I don't have to do them, and be my real assistant. And I think that's where we'll go. Anyway, we have definitely gone off the rails here for this message, but that's where I think that's where Copilot needs to go. And if it can go there and allow you to maybe interact, maybe connect with like Power Automate or the desktop workflow, the desktop automation. I mean, there's just some things it could do that if it could make those connections of real world clicking rather than just giving me information, right?
Yeah.
It could be kind of cool.
Yep.
As far as this one, this message, should we cover it? I pontificate. I went on a tangent there. You asked me a question.
I mean,
Quit asking me questions.
Sorry.
Sheesh.
Sorry.
I get down rabbit holes.
If it's going to be quick, I mean, it could still also be on the chopping block as well.
Okay.
But
I'm going to do chopping.
chopping block, possibly not. What is next? Is it one that's on my list but not yours? Outlook for Windows open. Or no, I've got this one. Yeah, another new Outlook parity feature.
Yeah.
Being able to open and restart while offline. To be honest, I haven't tried to restart new Outlook while I'm offline, so I wouldn't have come across this, but
Right.
I didn't realize it was a thing.
Well, I think it's because we're so much online
Connected.
that it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. I don't think it's a thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't
Let's
know.
drop this one. But I mean, it's good to see that
Yeah, sure.
there's another thing for parody, but yeah, it's not really worth mentioning on the show.
Okay. Unless you people in chat are like, no, cover that.
No, don't do it. Automatically display auto mapped. It's the same again? No? I mean, it is still a think about new
User
Outlook.
swap.
Yes, it is. Toggling from classic Outlook to new Outlook, that those calendars that have been automatically mapped for you to access, and this would be like, the scenario where it's an executive assistant or someone else that has a shared calendar with the team that they manage all the time together, that when you're switching from classic to new, that it's not connecting it. You've got to open it up each time.
Yeah. Casper's being funny again.
New
So
feature
most
in
people
Outlook.
realize, what was it, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, Outlook had a problem with And I was thinking about this. That's bad in that the problem wasn't Outlook itself. It was with the service it was connecting with, was causing
Mm.
Outlook to like overheat machines because it was using so many resources, right? And the fans were like going like crazy. Like,
Oh, no.
I don't know. That seems weird. Shouldn't your machine go, whoa, whoa, hey, this is using way too much. Hold on. Calm down. We need to close this out because, oh. I mean, this could be like an attack.
Could be, but I
could
don't think there's many applications that are that smart that'll do that. Or isn't it like an OS level thing that decision is made that
We used to be able to do that in servers. Say no, you can't
Yeah.
get up to a maximum of like 90% on CPU and memory. Period. Like you wasn't allowed for anything for so that the OS could still work.
Mm.
I don't know if Windows 11 does that, but man, it seems like it should.
Yeah.
Anywho's,
Is this a mention?
no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm. Anything else on your list? What do you got? Preview new graph connectors.
For Copilot.
Preview new graph.
So remember,
MG.
the reason why I added this was, remember, we now have what 50 million free graph search connecting things. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember, but it's basically a graph, right? So we could add
Oh,
50 million free. We covered this on the show, right? That
yeah.
And so
yeah.
these are graph connectors we can now connect to for these new connectors. So I mean, it's kind of cool. Like,
Yeah, bring in information in from all of these different systems. That's what you
Yep.
mean, hey?
yep,
Hey, Copilot, tell me about this. Okay.
yeah.
Your WordPress pages are getting a lot of traffic. Here's what people have commented on.
Okay, I don't know if it'll do that, but it'll look at
Oh,
WordPress
come on.
pages and say, this is what the pages say for whatever.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's the problem with having Copilot and the expectation out there that it's AI, it'll do amazing things, and you come up with dreams like that, and then when you start to use it,
But
you're
it
like,
will.
"Oh, okay. Mm.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. So, is there much to say about it apart from there's a lot of new connectors?
Not really.
A lot of new connectors.
Not really. I mean, these are preview, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Zoom
no.
meeting transcripts.
Yeah, I saw that
Zendesk,
one. I'm
Desk
like,
articles.
Zoom. I think
Why not?
Zendesk and like Jira for issue. I think some of those
Yeah.
things are really big for companies because
Yep.
that means you can have knowledge in those systems, and it, it can be usable with Copilot and search and everything else. So I mean that's big. Now, is that a thing for us to cover? Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Do we have much on Copilot this week? As I glance down that service
Nope.
column,
This is it.
this is it, right?
This is the
well,
only
I mean,
Copilot.
let's have it as a quick mention and potentially chop something else. But yeah,
Okay.
keeping
Fine.
it balanced, right? See, I just did that. Look, do it again. Click. Very good.
I don't think you did.
Twice.
I wasn't watching again.
No, I did.
I don't watch what
did.
you do. I don't pay attention to you at all. I'm kidding, people. I really am kidding.
Keeping on with the topic of the day. Preview new. Okay. Outlook. OneDrive and SharePoint settings to disable the file viewer.
I didn't understand this one.
I didn't know them. Like, we don't want to know when people are working on documents at the same time as you. I don't think it's at the document level. I think it's more as you're
Per
looking at
site.
the file in OneDrive. Yeah, and SharePoint, that look, this goes back a ways, but being able to see that the author or the person who modified the document, you can see whether they're online or not. Is that what's been hidden?
Yeah, it's SharePoint admins can use to disable the presence feature for a given site collection. So when you're on that site, when you're looking at a document, see, but this doesn't. Yeah, file viewer.
Yeah.
Presence
I
in
don't
the file
want to
viewer.
know when people have been.
So will this flow to?
Modified.
Yeah, will this flow to Office apps?
I don't think it will.
I can understand how
think-
this would work with files. It's a file viewer. Files in web, right? Like you open up in the browser. But if you open it up in the desktop,
Right.
will it still hide the presence?
No. I think on the desktop it'll show it, and I think File Viewer is different to opening up the web app. We can view a Word file in a preview state without opening Word web app. I think the web app and the desktop app will still show presence.
But see, how does OneDrive factor in that then? 'Cause how do you do that in OneDrive?
In the scenario where you've shared a document with someone from your OneDrive.
Mm-hmm. How do they open it up in the file viewer though?
There's a few that do that. A few document types that do that. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't like this message because I really
Let's
don't
not cover
understand it. I mean, it's such a niche thing. Like, why?
It
Why
is.
would you do this? I don't even know why you would do this.
Yeah, it's got to be a feature that some big customer asked for. We don't
Yeah,
want to
I
know
don't
the
know.
presence.
Casper,
Maybe again this.
Yeah, Casper says he'll be covering graph connectors at ESBC. I'll be there, sir, as long as it's not at the same time as my session. If it is, then I won't be. I'm sorry. I don't think we covered that.
Goal. No, I've unstarred it.
Okay.
Your next one is Microsoft Search Analytics for queries and graph connections. Yeah, look that one up.
Yes.
906
Um,
and 492.
new query analytics and connection analytics. So you'll be able to not just see how frequently a user interacts with search outcomes, but also which graph connections are being used.
So it kind of pairs with that other one that we were looking at.
But
Yeah.
I mean, pairs, but this is independent. I mean, it
Hmm.
and we got rid of that other one, I think.
Yeah. All right. Again.
No, we said quick.
Let's get rid of it.
No, we actually
Oh,
said
you want
quick
to?
for the
You still want to
preview.
cover it?
I don't know that I want to cover this one. I don't know that
Okay.
this is really a big thing. Again, those that are watching live, tell us. You've been doing a great job, mostly Christopher and Casper, although there's other people watching, so maybe y'all jump in too. But I don't think we cover this one.
Okay.
My opinion.
Yep.
It's just what
There you
I
go.
think.
Second click.
Yeah.
Huge. All right. You've got another one on the list there that I haven't. So Power Automate include cloud connectors to desktop.
Yep.
Do I even need to look this one up, or you?
This one, you're like, do I even need to look it up? That's pretty funny.
Well, it's just this will be the third one that I've found, and you've said no, I don't really want it.
Several dozen kind of will become available in preview.
906.
So basically, it's cloud connectors in desktop flows. So remember when I was talking about automating desktop actions? Um, well, this is saying those cloud connectors, which are the connections that you can do with cloud flows, basically what most people think of Power Automate flows, are coming to desktop flows through the assets library. So several dozen cloud connectors. So this is actually really pretty cool.
I don't know enough about this topic. Daniel, explain to me why it's pretty cool, and maybe I'll take a
so
closer
that
look.
you can mix the realities. So you can mix. So cloud flows are those where you're interacting with cloud entities and also on-prem through the gateway, but it's still through like cloud, through communication, let's call it. But desktop flows very much are the interacting with your desktop. Click here, filter here, do those kind of things. So what it's doing here is saying those connectors where you can connect to, and I don't know what the connectors are, it doesn't tell us. But we'll be able to actually interact with cloud stuff from the desktop. And it says it's going to reduce logical loops. Minimize.
Oh no, sorry, we're dropping that from the list. If it's dropping loops, it's going to reduce them. So.
Listen to you. It's just it doesn't have enough information here. We don't even know what they are. Like maybe one of these links has it. Cloud connectors as Power Automate for desktop actions. Well, it does have some here, but anyway, no, I don't think we cover it. I've already
a sister show that we can promo and say if you want to get into the detail, then go watch the something.
I've already unstarted it.
Well,
then the last one that you have is the this one that was there last week, and we decided not to cover it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I think you're right because it's dated the 6th.
Let's say, what do you mean you think I'm
Whoops.
right?
Well,
I am right. You think
okay.
I'm right. Did you hear that, people?
Not always certain that you're right, but
I marked it as not a thing, although it is a thing. We just decided not to cover it last week. So,
all right, so we won't cover it this week.
Yep.
No takebacks.
Look at me, I'm already assigning
callbacks,
things
though.
too.
That's it. Message state. What are we looking at here? Let's check in with Daniel's assignments. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. Screen. Window. Better watch out, cause loops about. Okay. Well, rather than not a thing, can I just blitz
kill
those
him.
not a things?
Yeah, you
Good.
I'm going to give this to Darrell. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
What do you,
Let's see how many we have. The chopping block is the feed. So that's... Do we cover that or not?
2, 4, 6. We have 6. 2 standard.
One of those is going to be a really quick one, remember. But
yeah.
Look,
look, we got into an interesting conversation about the feed and where we think it might pop up again in CoPilot space.
Yeah. Okay,
Let's
I'll cover
keep
that
it quick.
Great.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll just
that looks
kinda
like a
do
great
this.
order.
Yeah. And then we'll do that, and then we're done. Look at that, people! So efficient! Let's everybody give a round of applause to Darrell. He's amazing as our guide through the live show. Yay! We need to have applause button.
Oh, like, so to do that, we need sponsorship. We need to buy the gear. We need like this nice deck that we can go.
People.
And then,
People watching, there's a $sign button next to the chat. Click that and donate. If you're watching this as a recording, there's also a $ below. Give us
Yeah.
some love, and then we'll have applause. We'll have all sorts of things.
Yeah, and if you're a large company or a sponsor, or a maker of products, there you go.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Indeed.
But that's a good lineup. We will stop right there, finish off our message sorting, which we have done,
Yep.
and we'll get into recording this week's episode.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching and participating, in chat. Really greatly appreciated, and we will do it again next week. Yay! Just make sure you let everybody know there is this show, and we're slightly entertaining.
Just ever so slightly. But we appreciate the company, because Daniel and I would be doing this anyway.
Yep.
And we enjoy having a chat with you all.
Yeah, with y'all.
All right. Y'all. All right. See you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody. Bye.